Hello, you hooligans. How do you like my blue light cheap Amazon glasses? I stare at screens too much. No, I'm not wearing. Oh my god, so much blue light. I'm putting them back on. All right, I've had them on pretty much all day. So that's why my eyes are weird. But okay, let's get into it. This is gonna be a quick video. NASCAR 25, further updates. No surprises here. This is everything that you guys should already know because as I've been telling you guys. The tracks in NASCAR 25 are coming directly from iRacing, and so it is going to be like a one-to-one. It's going to be the same track. Now, just quickly to scroll down, because I told you guys this, in Season 1 and 2, they refreshed New Hampshire, Bristol, Darlington, Dover, Homestead, Kansas, Vegas. You knew that more were coming, and they even say it here. We've been working on the remainder of the NASCAR calendar, and will release as many as possible in the Season 3 build, with the remainder shipping no later than Season 4. Examples of refresh tracks currently in the works include Coda, Darlington, Daytona, Indy, Lime Rock, Phoenix, Texas, and more. This is no surprise to anyone, guys, because they have a deadline. They need to get all this done before NASCAR 25 is done, finished, and released. That is the deadline that they have. So this is no surprise. And it's very cool that you will get the updated artwork. So they put some examples. Here's Martinsville. Talladega has also been updated as well with the new redesign and refresh. And that will be in NASCAR 25. Every single track in NASCAR 25 that needed to be refreshed or needed to be upgraded will have that done. And it's going to be very cool that you will get that refresh in iRacing, and then you'll be able to see that transfer over to the game. Now, there are some deeper changes here in this update for iRacing. Again, this will be offered as a free update to iRacers, but these changes will still also be recognized in NASCAR 25. So, if you've noticed, all these tracks are also NASCAR tracks. So again, it is no big surprise. They have to. iRacing literally have to get this done because of the NASCAR 25 game. So here's what's been updated for these racetracks. So Iowa Speedway, first of all, it has received significant repaving work, which was performed in the turns. The team captured and recreated. This changes the driving experience at Iowa. To be honest, kind of wish they didn't do the repaving because Iowa was always a very fun track to drive with how bumpy it was. I suck at it. Iowa on iRacing is generally one of my worst racetracks. I don't know why. I just can't drive Iowa because I don't have talent probably. But obviously that was changed in real life a little bit with the patching, and that will be showcased in the game. Richmond has also been updated. So Richmond was rescanned, but not due to a repave. The same real world pavement exists now as in our original Richmond. However, the facility had undergone a great deal of infrastructure change, and we had an opportunity to improve the circuit. We ultimately remodeled everything, including the driving surface. So when that releases in this Season 3 update for iRacing, that will be the track that you will see in NASCAR 25. I might go ahead and these are a lot of tracks, but I think when this does release for Season 3, I don't know the exact date that Season 3 releases. It says Season 2 will complete. So yeah, Season 3 will be like in a month, somewhere around there. But whenever Season 3 releases and these updates are in, I'll make another video for you guys specifically basing this around NASCAR 25. We'll do what we did earlier. We will go to these racetracks. We'll go look at the differences. We'll go look at what, looks and feels different. And those will be the tracks that you see in NASCAR 25. That'll be probably sometime next month when Season 3 is released. So that'll be pretty cool. So what other changes? Sonoma. So Sonoma, they say this project took multiple trips across the country to complete as our scan team navigated a dynamic repay project that required multiple rescans. They are excited to finally update Sonoma, which is one of the first great North American road circuits on the iRacing service. It's also artistically one of our oldest racetracks on iRacing and long overdue for a refresh. The new Sonoma looks amazing with its vast rolling hills and drone captured terrain, fully recreated with our new 5-layer terrain shader and modern art techniques. So Sonoma will be fully upgraded, rescanned, and ready to go for iRacing and for NASCAR 25. For Gateway, I will never call this Worldwide Technology Race. I know it's whatever they did, they sold off the naming. I don't know what they did. This track is called Gateway, man. No one calls it WWT or whatever the hell you want. No, it's called Gateway. All right. Anyways, yeah, that's one of my biggest pet peeves, by the way, of NASCAR currently is the fact that Gateway is named that. It really is. It makes me angry. I don't know why it does, but it just angers me. You're called Gateway. All right, we're not calling Daytona the Sunoco Daytona Raceway. Okay, it's just not happening. All right, you're called Gateway. Anyways, Worldwide Technology Raceway was repaved several years ago in preparation for IndyCar's return to the circuit. The track currently features NASCAR, IndyCar, and a variety of racing across its road configurations. Note that our updated track surface will initially only feature the oval. Again, if you want any more hints that they are on a timeline and they have to get SHIT done, right there, they have to get it done, guys. So they have to hit that deadline. So there you go. That just, again, further proof. Charlotte Motor Speedway, about 30 minutes away, 25 minutes away from me, up northeast a little bit. We have worked closely with SMI for several years to prototype and test changes planned for the real world circuit. If you don't know, they tested out the Roval on iRacing first before they actually made it onto the racetrack. This work was a significant factor in the 2018 redesign of the Roval and subsequent iterations. We have rescanned Charlotte to incorporate this and last year's changes and updated the driving surfaces to reflect these changes. I sound like a broken record. Again, this is for NASCAR 25. North Wilkesboro. This is probably one of my most anticipated ones. So North Wilkesboro, we will soon debut our first modern version of North Wilkesboro Speedway. This has been a fun project to return to, and we are thrilled to have the opportunity to do so. For those that don't know the backstory, we used that scan to create a historic 1987 version of the track, which debuted on the iRacing platform. A few years later, and thanks in part to this project, North Wilkesboro was renovated and repaired in the real world and then added to the NASCAR schedule. Now, at long last, we will be adding the modern North Wilkesboro to iRacing. So that will be in NASCAR 25, which is going to be a lot of fun. That will be the repaved version with the updated grandstands and everything like that, updated infield. So yeah, it's very cool. This is one of my most anticipated, honestly, parts of this game. I think it's going to be so incredibly strong, in my opinion. Yeah, it's going to be really cool. So here's some track refresh. So this is the track refresh of Phoenix, and then track refresh of Sonoma. And again, these racetracks will be in NASCAR 25. Yeah, it's just really cool that all these tracks are getting the updates and they're going to look fantastic. The tracks that were already updated, like I showed you guys earlier, Bristol, Darlington, Dover. I mean, Bristol really impressed me. I don't know, just something about Bristol, it was really impressive. Just driving on Bristol, seeing the updates, it felt really nice. Kansas as well, updated. Homestead as well, updated. They're going to have to update Homestead again because obviously Homestead's going through, they're going to get renovated, right? Before the finale goes back there in 2026. So iRacing's going to have to go back to Homestead and probably refresh that. I would assume that would be would that be for next year's game or would that be for 27? I guess it would be for next year's game because it would be technically would have 26 schedule. So yeah, next year we'll have Homestead as the finale. They'll have to be represented in the game as well. So obviously very cool that these tracks have gotten the updates. That is it for me, guys. Obviously, when we have these tracks released in what should be a few weeks, around a month, I think, before Season 3 comes out, then we will get that. Now, this is only one part of the update. If you are into iRacing, and I don't want to make this 30 minutes long, but if you're into iRacing, go ahead and check out the development update, and you will have all your updates, including new tracks and a lot of other stuff that iRacing are doing. This is specifically only for NASCAR 25 that this video is for, so obviously I'm not talking about UI changes, career mode, all this stuff that they are working on in iRacing. So go ahead and read the full blog, a lot of cool stuff that iRacing are up to as they continue on in their journey of a lot of different projects that they have. So what do you guys think? And yeah, this is, again, further confirmation that every single racetrack that you see on NASCAR 25 will have been refreshed, upgraded, ready to go. And I'm very, very excited for that. It genuinely is what I am most excited about. I think we're going to see the quality of racetracks that we've never seen before in a console game. I'm talking about the bumps. I'm talking about, just the driving experience. There have been so many tracks in console games that have not been laser scanned because obviously they don't have the resources to do that. But every single track here has been scanned. Every single track here in iRacing will be ported over to the console, and I'm so excited to see how it's going to feel, how it's going to drive, and it's going to look also very, very cool as well. And we'll see how it looks in that game engine as well, to see how it goes. So a lot of cool stuff here. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Take care of yourselves. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram already. Subscribe for new. And when there's more NASCAR 25 information, I'll let you guys know. So very cool here. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.